black. Snow flurries down in Florida.
Good.
327. Pipe down in this little. That wall she was painting out yesterday, it is all painted and ready to go. And if you'll notice, see in the corner, this side, this is the trim color. This was the wall color. This, I guess, is our accent wall. I like it. Baseboard still needs to be painted, but that's okay. Now my goal here, I want to take this countertop, slide it into place, attach it to the wall, get it ready to pour concrete Saturday morning. I want to pour concrete Saturday morning. What we'll do next, we'll take some screws and screw through this stand into the studs. Then we'll center the hole for the sink, cut a hole for the sink, screw this down to the frame. I gotta make some kind of spacers that keep the concrete from falling in where the sinkhole will be. Then we'll put our forms on the side, put the mesh in, caulk all the cracks. We'll be ready to pour Saturday. I'll show you every step, don't worry. The countertop, it's all the way in the corner of the plywood. So I'm just going to measure the window, find the center. 41.5, that would be 20 3/4. 20 3/4 would be here, pretty much right on that line, go straight down. This mark will be the center of my sink. So I'm laying out for the sink, and Heidi comes in with a grasshopper. See her grasshopper? Did you name it yet? Okay. Okay, trying to give you the basic idea. This is going to be cut out for the sink to drop into. When we pour the concrete, this hole will be cut. There'll be a little bit of a lip here. And on that lip, I'm going to stack up these pieces of plywood. Just like that. And then when you pour the concrete, you'll pour concrete here, here, all over the whole countertop. These are the form boards. You'll screed off the concrete like this. Then as the concrete gets dry, you pop these out. And I've cut lines to make them easier to get out. You pop all those out, you drop the sink in place. Now one more part, I'm going to tack these on. And that's going to be a little, what do you call it, a little cave inside of the concrete. And that's where these sink anchors will anchor under the concrete. The concrete's too thick for this long of a screw, so I got to make these little pockets for the hooks to go into. And there's your basic idea. Okay, I've just put in 2 supports. This will be supporting the concrete while it's drying. Hold the plywood up, and the sink will go in this area. I also screwed the frame to the wall here, 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 and there. So this guy is not going anywhere. Up next, we'll throw the plywood up there, screw the plywood down to this frame. Now just thinking to myself, I guess I'll glue it for overkill and screw it, and it won't go anywhere. This came out of the camper. Those 2x4s came out of the camper. These still have the same holes that I used. Up next, we're going to cut out the sinkhole, the hole for the sink. what she's going to look like, just higher with concrete around it. You like? I like. So that'd be half of it, and the other half will go this way. Just like that. And now the corner has been cut. We'll cut these babies to length, straight, go screw them to the countertop, be done with it. Okay, so the form boards have been cut, 45 here, straight on the ends, they're at the right length. My next step, I'll take the drill holes, then we'll put screws to hold this down to the countertop. Okay, that takes care of the front and the side. On the back, you've got this little thin strip that goes, and then this will be the concrete level. You'll screed using this, fill it with concrete. So I'm going to screw this to the wall, put one on the back, and then the forms are done. Now to anchor this back form board, I drilled a hole through it into the stud, and we'll put a screw to hold it in place. Up next, I'll run around all these cracks with caulk. Keeps the mud, keeps the water, anything from running under, running around, dripping through. And now it's time to put in the sink plug. And there's the sink plug. I've got to put some little pieces on the edges still. So these little wooden blocks, they go here, the concrete pours around them, and you pry these out, and you got these little claws that hold your sink in place. They'll go into that little, where the wood block used to be. Okay, all the cracks have been caulked and the sink form is now in place. The next step, I got to take some mesh, roll it into place, cut it to fit the outline, and then put some spacers to hold it up off the bottom. Now I ran out of spacers that we were originally using, the ones we ordered from the company, but I have some bottle caps. At school we were doing a bottle cap art project, and the kids brought in bottle caps. And I'm thinking if I screw these down, that'll hold the mesh up just the right height. I think that's going to work out. Okay, so the barbecue's about to happen. I got the cheese rolled out. This isn't really cheese. This you put in the forms, and it gives your concrete a slate look. You pour the concrete, you break the form off, then you peel this way, and the concrete has this texture on the edge. These were recycled from my kitchen countertop inside the big house. Now, when working with this mesh, you've got to wear gloves or your hands will be itching. And I don't like my hands to itch. Corner has been caulked. I'm also going to put some tape just to make it a little bit straighter. That'd be bad if you're right in the middle of pouring and this corner breaks open. No thank you to that. When you pour, you might want to protect your walls, your floors, put some kind of plastic down. I'm going to risk it, just take it easy. I've only got a small job to do, I'm not going to rush it. The splatters, let's keep those at a minimum. Oh, and I'm going to go find my sander and a screed board, something to level off the concrete as I'm pouring it. And we'll start mixing mud. And this is the part where you take the vacuum cleaner and suck out all the debris. Okay, this concrete is a sand mix. It's a topping bedding mix. And in the little bags, that's a product called Liquicrete. It's some kind of fiber reinforcement. It makes it stronger, makes it flow better, makes it easier to finish. That's looking about right. We're doing good as long as this bucket don't break on the way to the countertop. That wouldn't be good. Down on the floor I put some beadboard scraps, just in case there's some spillage. You know there's going to be some spillage. Before I go and get the sander, try to get some of those bubbles out. On this edge and this edge, that's the only place the bubbles will show. Getting those air bubbles out of the edge with the sander. Time to mix more mud. Well, now there's a total of 3 bags of concrete. I think I've got it level enough. Now I'm just smoothing it out a little bit with this trowel, scraping some of the water off the top. I like it. Let it sit and let it dry for a while. The more you trowel it, the faster it dries. And here's a look at the countertop, mostly dry. I guess in the morning I'll take the forms off. Smooth, mostly dry. Here it is the next morning. I gotta see how this thing turned out. It is now time to deal with that sinkhole. The hole for the sink. And here's a look at the sink in place.
Ooh.
So I guess I'll play the part of dentist and try to move these teeth. These are probably wisdom teeth. There's one. There's number two. Now I can't really put the sink in until we get the countertop stained and sealed. But we can put it in there and look at it. We might go ahead and put the faucet on too. Hang on. So here it is, week 10, and the sunflower is now taller than her. Reach your hand up. It's almost as tall as she can reach. Now we need to go look at the corn. Can you walk her to where the corn is? Meet me at the corn. It's almost getting dark, but if you look, that's her reaching up, and the corn is, I don't know, 1.5 feet above her hand. So really growing. There's a nice one. That will be ready before you know it. Once these blonde hairs start turning to brunettes, that corn will be ready to eat. And here's what the top of the sunflower looks like before the flower blooms out. This little watermelon, it's a vine and it's spreading out all over the ground. She thinks she's found a little flower in there. And even better than that, if you look over here, there's a little baby watermelon. He's about the size of those. Remember when we first started seeing cucumber? Looks like a little cucumber on there, but that's a watermelon. And here in front of the watermelon, there's an onion sample. That must be one of the white onions. See that red in there? Look at that. And some okra growth. That's good to know. And then Gretel just found 2 blackberries. Good looking specimens. We should stack them up and tell everybody it's one berry. And so this is her black man snowberry. Oh, I think I said that wrong. This is her black snowberry. This is her blackberry snowman. I think that's what I meant. Do you have a name for him?
Mm-mm.
Here we're taking a look at that avocado again. Look at the root. It's looking good. I like it a lot.